Hello, I'm days late with this, especially since Florence has officially ended. I don't know. I actually have not seen it, and yeah, cause y'all know I don't watch TV that much, especially when it goes on the fake stream news. But Top Buzz puts out a lot of fake stream news mess, and they still talking about Florence. First off, too. Um, I did see an article of okay, Florence is in the pathway of a lot of toxic radiation facilities on purpose. And it wasn't up until I watched and Michelle, who's awesome, by the way, that first off I knew it was a hurricane that was um, basically messed with since in the beginning out there in the ocean. Now, the thing about it is that I see how she slowed down, all of a sudden dropped so fast, and this is way before she hits landfall. Okay, she sped up, category 4. Then within like really a day, she was down to category 1. That doesn't happen. Okay. 2, tropical depressions, tropical storms, category 1s, hurricanes, period, are not extremely rainy. Okay? They just aren't. I better know something about hurricanes. I've been in like, what, 6, 7 of them? One tropical storm? The biggest one I was in was Hugo in 89. Come on now. Yeah, I remember when I was 6. Okay? That wasn't, it was more wind than anything. Okay? Which is what a hurricane is. Okay? Not trying to say that they don't have no rain involved or whatever, because they do. But it's not predominantly water. Like the last, no, Katrina was the test. They perfected it when it came down to last year's hurricanes. So yeah, they needed to find the right formula to put in the hurricanes, or even I'll put it like this. Okay, yeah, I'm jumping around with this. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'll stay on track for Florence. Okay, yeah, okay. Now it was projected or made to go that direction. Geoengineering, weather modification, whichever one you want to put it like that. It's not climate change, that's for sure. Okay, on purpose to basically add more radiation to the water supply. Okay, now that was done on purpose. Now, like I said before, I was watching M. Michelle, who is awesome and the anti-sheeple pleaser, you know. Anyway, y'all should check her out. She's cool. Anyways, she came across an article that mentioned about, I think, 7 toxic facilities in the pathway of Florence. Yeah. And she was told by one of her contacts that the pathway of the hurricane wasn't what the neighborhoods that it hit were predominantly colored. Okay? Well, in this case, we'll say black. Okay? Predominantly. Who don't have flood insurance. On purpose. Now you think about the pathway of the other 4 hurricanes last year. Same thing. Same thing. All 4 of them. Pathways. Colored folks. Okay. But I think to add to that, it also has to do with not just North Carolina's water systems, but the South water system. The main states that are predominantly black. Okay? North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. It'd be in a system going like this. Okay? Now, you have Isaac, who's right behind Florence. That's probably going to be hitting in like a day or two. What I find crazy is that nobody's really mentioned anything about that one. Okay? Now, I did see one trajectory that it's supposed to go upwards. Okay? Like it's doing like kind of like a U-turn, but a bit of a sharp U-turn. Hurricanes don't do that. Okay? And then you have Helena, who's supposed to be after Isaac. And in the Pacific, you have two more, Olivia and Paul. I think Paul has already hit. Olivia's on its way, and that's like Southern California area, stuff like that. Still predominantly colored folks, and I'm including a lot of Hispanic, dark Hispanics also. I should have did the quotations, not the quotations on that part. But yeah, okay, hitting colored areas again. Now, like I was mentioning about Top Buzz, I haven't heard anything or seen anything. Actually, I shouldn't say heard. I haven't seen anything regarding whether Paul has hit or even anything about Isaac, which I find really odd. They're still talking about Florence. I mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about 3 more, 2 or 3 more hurricanes, but they're trying to formulate. Now, see, I wonder if anybody is going to even think about why so many hurricanes just all of a sudden pop up. Now, you see, there are many great sources that I have found on YouTube. Say what y'all want. You got discernment, y'all giving discernment, he's going to point you to the right ones. And which I find really great about that is because I have found great ones. Okay? A Plain Truth, Weather 101. And I didn't even know the guy for Weather 101 was missing. I actually ran into him a bit recently. Okay? There's another one too that because that one is the one that one, the one I can't remember is the one who mentioned climateviewer.org. And what I find odd, and well, actually not odd, I find great about that is that even Clyde Lewis had a guest on there. He even mentioned that. He even referenced that's what he used too. Anyways, it's another thing of showing that basically I'm on the right track when it comes down to truth stuff, right? In that area too. Anyways, still trying to figure out how climateviewer.org works. It doesn't work great mobile. I need a computer for that, and right now my computer is down, it's packed up. Yeah, because of this new job I have, so I had to switch it out. Hey, they sent me it. Anyways. Anyway, so yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I was watching a Plain Truth one day, and he came out with a video about the weather once again, and it had everything to do with Florence. Now, I don't know how he got this video, and it's still on YouTube. But first off, two things with the next thing I'm about to say. I'm not shocked that Disney made this video, made this little movie, and once upon a time had some Disney educational series. Okay? It's not surprising. Okay? Two, this is not the first video I have seen when it comes down to Disney and trying to comb over the masses. Okay? Not the first one. The very first one that I had seen regarding Disney Channel and combing over the masses, there was two of them actually that they came out with. One was 1982, and that's his name, Eisenhower. Not Eisen. Eisenhower. Anyways, he was the CEO of Disney. I believe it was like early 90s, late 80s. Okay. And that one had to do with GMOs and how GMOs are supposedly great for you. Then they had another video back in, I believe it was the 60s. I don't remember what that one was about. Anyways, no, it was about in the 70s. It'll probably hit me later as to what it was about. Anyways, yeah. So now this video that Disney decided to add as part of their educational series. Oh, that's what it was. The other one from the 70s had everything to do with depopulation. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. Now this one that I'm about to talk about is about weather modification. Is from 1959. Now in the video, they gotta keep remembering, not everybody's idiots. Anyways, so yeah, in this video, this movie, short piece, whatever you want to call it, 25 minutes. They spend a good 10-15 minutes doing this definite Hegelian dialect crap. Where they say, oh, nature's lovely and beautiful, lovely and great. But we have to control it, and we have to, and nature pops up with evil things like blizzards and earthquakes and blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Okay? Oh, but yet nature is great to look at, and it's so lovely. But then you have nasty things that nature does, like you have poisonous snakes and crap like that. Like, really? Really? So then that's when they hit people with the ooh-wop with the last, what, about 10 minutes or something like that? Yeah, I think it's the first 15 minutes of Hegelian dialect talk. The last 10 minutes is spent on basically explaining how we need weather modification, weather control. We need to have geoengineering. Now, in that area, they literally show how when conditions are right coming off of Africa, like they monitor this stuff, monitor everything. Anyways, they look off the coast of Africa and see if conditions are correct and right and say, hey, Let's see if we could create a hurricane out of this. So they go to that area, of course, airplanes above it, and they seed the crap out of them. That is how, like, four, four hurricanes, 4 or 5 hurricanes, or whatever, anyways, popped up over in the Atlantic area, because it was Florence. Isaac was still, I believe, like a category 2. Helen was already like a 3 or 4, something like that. I don't remember. And then they had 2 more tropical depressions behind Helen. Okay, and they seeded the crap out of the conditions over there in the Pacific, even though less popped up, because it's not as lovely in hurricane brewing as it is for the Atlantic, especially coming with, the heat and dust and everything coming off of Africa, and the direction it goes west. Anyways, so yeah, so then they say, hey, conditions are pretty good over here in the Pacific. Let's go and seed this area, see if we can pop up some stuff. So they seed the crap out of them, and then they've learned how to direct them, change them, speed them up, slow them down, everything else. Now, this is something that I did not know when it comes down to weather modification, or weather control. If y'all could only guess when it first started, try like the 1890s. I forgot what it was I was looking up. Oh yeah, it was off of climateviewer.org, and they have a news section and stuff like that. When I seen that, oh my gosh, since the 1890s, I was like, what? They didn't even begin to have the technology to do whatever. But then again, think about it now. I forgot to even come up with this kind of technology. They was getting there. They still are getting it from fallen angels, but that's another story. Anyways, yeah, this is the 1890s. Like, no. Now, I'm gonna make this last part brief because I'm basically running out of time. Anyways, so yeah, so then. Now, I find it convenient that once again, this universal income topic has popped back up. And yeah, I was watching Redacted tonight. I like that show a lot. Anyways, I forgot what quote Lee read from, and it sums it up with the same thing that I was saying before. He just put it in his words were a bit more, I want to say eclectic, but anyway, they were so a bit more sophisticated and whatever. Still said the same thing that I said. Basically, it being a band-aid to cover over the fact that the middle class is being eradicated and cut out, and it's to basically say, hey, we still love you while we sweep the rug right from up under you. That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, I lost my job, but I still get $1,000 from the government. Woohoo! While the price of just about every damn thing goes up. What is that $1,000 gonna get you? Nothing but still broke and poor. So basically, it still would be a lose-lose situation either way. Come on now. But I find it convenient with the fact that with the area that these hurricanes are popping up, I'm talking about last year and this year, since it's basically increased. And I'm pretty sure next year we're going to see more coming out of the Pacific. We're going to more than likely see more. So the Pacific, the West Coast, is going to probably end up seeing more lasers being, hit, create fires and stuff like that. And they're going to be hit with hurricanes. That's what I think is gonna happen starting next year. But anyways, and then they roll out this universal income mess. And conveniently, well, I shouldn't say conveniently, but they're starting it or doing tests in Chicago. But hold on, I heard about another place that they were starting the testing for the universal income. It was in Ohio. Okay, Ohio. There's probably more places, but I think that once things get dire enough because of these coastal um because of these coastal nature made man-made disasters that are happening. Because yeah, of course they basically piggyback off of what is already naturally occurring. That's all they're doing. They're not they're not creating them. Even though to me I still call it creating. But they're really just piggybacking off of what is, like I said, what is already naturally occurring. Anyways, um yeah. So I find it convenient that they're doing this testing now, and I really think that by next year, those people who have been devastated by these man-made disasters, geoengineering, I think it's going to roll out and start out with them first. Because they're going to be the ones that are going to be considered as being in a dire situation and stuff like that. And on top of that, I'm still wondering where these people are from Harvey. Like these people still are in FEMA camps. They still got, especially predominantly colored folks, and I mean colored, okay, floating around in ships that you never hear of, these FEMA ships and some more stuff. They still got people floating. Like, come on now. Like, how are you going to, it still trips me out. How are they going to have that be a confiscate people's phones? You can't bring in your phone to videotape anything or take a picture stuff and say, hey, we're okay. You know, you have no form of communication with anybody, none of your family members. You know, that's one of many things that I find really, really odd when it comes down to that stuff. But anyways, that's another story, another subject. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on those and, you know, hopefully give y'all something to possibly think about, you know, and look into it. But yeah, look up that video though from Disney. I don't remember the name. Actually, I think I should link it. I think I will. I found it on YouTube. Anyways, bye.